I have two decks for this video. I brought out the Tree Angel Oracle deck, the Ancient Path into the Sacred Grove. I figured this is a helpful deck, especially when you want straightforward answers. This is a reading, so it's also timeless when you feel like you would like to refer back to it. There may be a message or messages that you can reflect on and still find ways to either like incorporate in your life or work past it. So I also have another deck by Knit the Bag. This is the Universal Folk Tarot. And I feel like there's like signs within signs. At the bottom, there's Temperance. So I'm going to keep this one out. I feel like this may be an important lesson. I was also getting there could be lessons and cycles that come into play for this type of thing that has occurred either for you or the other person or both. So Temperance is a card where you go through life's battles and maintain certain composure for it. Um, this could also be linked to if you're connecting to a higher power, like a God source or whatever you're referring to or connecting to. It can feel like the outcome being almost absolute, being meaning that whatever is happening, even though some things could be like painful or gruesome and not great, it's like, what does the higher power or what do you feel like can happen that might be good that will be there for you in the future? So it's almost saying as if I can go through these tough times and then there will be something that is still meant for me out there. And since this is linked to a relationship, that can be what you're striving to do. So I'm going to start pulling out cards. So the main question is if another person was involved. I don't think so. Mainly because of the card that I didn't turn over any other cards, just to say, aside from the Oracle card, which is Apple. And because the saying that is kind of going with it is like apple of my eye type of thing. That's what I would, that's the phrase that I'm kind of getting with what's associated with that Apple card. But I'm also going to see what the booklet says because I like the messages in the book too, and it's not a usual thing because I don't reference the books often. These are interesting cards. I feel like they're because well, these are Pentacle cards that I first turned over. There's a lot of Pentacle cards, which does feel like physical work. As if going back to saying this person is working on themselves. There does seem to be a crashing down energy because you have the Judgment card with the Six of Pentacles. And it's kind of like, it's almost when you keep prodding something and you think that this person or you keep doing this in this type of situation and you feel like you already know the future because this person kind of forgives you a lot, or if it's not with the person and it's life in general, it's like I already know I have this type of not encasing but coverage as if I fall something will catch me. It's like you push something so far. I feel like this is the other energy. Like they push it so far and eventually it and like scorn dog type of energy too, where you keep prodding or like cornering something and then it just either like goes wild on you where it like fights back and it bites and you didn't realize that it bit for some reason because there just seems to be a walking all over type of energy, and I feel like you put your foot down and then this other person wasn't expecting it. Now, I'm not seeing anything about getting physically involved with somebody. But I do feel like there's an impulsive energy too. Not with you, I feel with the other person as if. So, like in the mind, you have the King of Wands. So it feels like it links to Leo energy, and I'm not saying that this person is Leo, but with this card, it's like I'm gonna do what I want. Like you don't really tell cats what to do. Like they lead themselves and they expect you to follow them. So I don't see anything about right now about like having a physical connection. I do see a lot of animals here. Obviously, there's a lot of animals on the cards, or I mean, not obvious, maybe because I'm the one looking at the cards. Like here, this is the karmic card for why things are happening, and that's the Page of Pentacles. And it just looks like the repercussions of actions, just watching things unfold. I feel like if she or he or the person was involved with somebody, I don't feel like it would have gone past the talking stage. It seems like there's like an outgoing type of energy, and you may have it's like an energy of follow the leader, and maybe you went along with a lot of the things or shenanigans or what have you that this person was up to. I see these cards because I was really wondering if there was what if there was like any talking. Say the Ace of Swords, and then the Page of Wands. So this is the Messenger and the Navigator. And with this type of energy, if there was any talking, there would be like nothing to back it up with. And it's almost like a uncertain person where because you have the Page of Pentacles, well, the Page of Pentacles here, so I feel like that's linking to it because I was actually supposed to say the Two of Pentacles, Comfort and Joy, and then the High Priestess. It's interesting it says Comfort and Joy for the Two of Pentacles because usually that is a card that it's like a rocky path, rocky road type of thing, and almost rolling with the punches as life goes on. There's not an energy for this person of like set goals or set plans in this type of energy area because I'm getting like this person doesn't really know themselves that well, and because of that, it's showing externally And this person doesn't know how to make decisions, especially with matters of like relationships. And the High Priestess is like a knowing card. So combined with the Two of Pentacles, it's like they're just as they're walking, they're finding answers. There's not much research or there's not much like again, like planning. It just seems a lot of like up in the air type of personality. And there's a talkative personality that, sorry, accusing personality. There's a talkative aspect of it. So I'm not saying that this person was specifically talking to somebody, but if they were talking to somebody, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. So that's where I'm kind of like getting like outgoing, but at the same time, this person, it's not, they just don't know a lot, especially about themselves and relationships. And you have the white raven here, and that's usually an ostracized animal. A lot of like maybe albino or those types of animals, they're, well, with white ravens, the other black ravens, and you have some here, they kind of push this raven away. I feel that honestly, with the Page of Pentacles, this person, if you do move forward, or if you don't move forward, they could see things unfold. So, if you want to get more serious, because there's two of the same, then like being on the same page with another or with the same person, you could do that. There's earlier cards in this reading. There's a lot of like page energy, there's the ace, there's two, there's the three pentacles for the underlying energy. So I feel like this person has intentions of working on things, but it's like, I'm not saying it's minuscule, but again, there isn't like a plan to it. And I feel like there's the Judgment card and then the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like things kind of just crashing down because of actions that were taken. I like on both sides in different ways. And I'm getting like there's a shift of dynamics. So in the past, you have the Death card, which isn't surprising. And that also has to do with change too, because there's so much change that happens. And I feel like it was Pluto Day. Um, and that links to Scorpio, and Scorpio is linked to the Death card. And it does talk about change for that symbolism. I'm getting the words uncertainty. There's the Four of Cups here for the immediate future. And this is Unfurl. It's a card that there isn't completely being happy with maybe things that are given to you. Those could be the types of choices or the paths that you take or this other person takes. Um, but there could be divine guidance with this too, because the Four of Cups does have a specific cup that's in the original Rider-Waite-Smith imagery where it's like a cup that comes from the air. Like it's a hand that holds it out. There's a lot of water energy because in the further future, and you can see how you want your the timeline works for you. You have the moon card. I would say with this card and the cups, water energy in the future too, immediate future, I would try to hold down your own fort first because it's almost like you're giving keys to another person and they're kind of reigning over your fort. That's what it kind of looks like with the moon card. And I'm feeling that there's still the uncertain type of not knowing type of energy with this person because I feel that there might need to be like lessons learned here for things to really change because I feel as if you decide to give this person a chance, then they're not going to put the work in and learn their lesson. It's almost like maybe you give the prize too soon, or if you kind of think about it like in school, like you don't want to give the diploma a month into maybe the last year of school or like in the beginning of when you start school because it's like you haven't gone through the learning process of it yet and you're already getting the outcome of or like the consequences like the reward of that specific thing. So if this person doesn't have that lesson from you, I feel like they will, especially if you put your foot down. But it might be a thing where, well, they have to give themselves their own motivation to work through the lessons because there's a good chance that they might skip over the learning because they're like, oh, this person's already letting me back in, so that means that everything is in the past and I don't need to worry about doing this thing or that thing because they just want me in their lives and um there's an energy of holding on to certain things that I don't know if they ever complained about the things that they said that they need to work on before, or was that just something that they said because things started to push up against them? Like, was it just a response as a fight or flight response? Or did they actually mean it when they said that they needed to work on it? Or was it really revealed to them when things really took a turn? Overall, I don't feel like they learned. And of course, you could do what you want. The present is the Ten of Swords, and that's a defeated card. It kind of just looks like mental exhaustion, too. Like it's going around in circles, even though it's the death card. Oh, since I said the death card, it's in the past, it's also linked to the death card because it's like the defeated energy. Well, that's what it says. And the 10 is like the end of the major arcana cycle aside from the court cards. And that's not like it's part of the minor arcana, but not part of like 1 through 10 in that way. And it really does feel like I'm like really tired of these types of conversations, or maybe not the types of conversations. It's almost as if like a person maybe wouldn't complain about this part of themselves or that part of themselves if they weren't planning on changing it. That maybe it's not something that comes up that easily for them, or that was addressed enough for them to do something about it. The overall energy is the Ten of Pentacles. There's so many energies of Pentacle cards, and this is the family. So, I mean, if you want to think about it like this too, I don't feel like this is a person that plans on letting this situation go at least easily. Because that's kind well, with the family unit there just seems like something that is just stuck on that. The environment is the Ten of Wands, so I feel like there's a mixture of your energy and their energy. So with the Ten of Swords, I feel like it's your energy, and the Ten of Wands, it feels like it's your energy. I'm also getting like irritating conversations, maybe too. Maybe from you or this other person. I feel like it's the other person. Maybe about like what happened, like with the whole situation. Because like my nose was itchy and it was like kind of this I don't want to say like specific type of itchy, I don't know, but it just felt like more maybe annoying. There's the 10 of Wands, as I said, in the environment, and it's the journey. And I feel like that's a good energy for you because, like, you have yourself, that's great. If you have somebody else, that's great too. If they're on the same page, like I said, with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like that's an important card for you because it looks like those two ravens kind of they're understanding in that way. So it could be that this person, if they really want to work on what they say they're going to work on, or um, another type of thing if you want. But it is really with the Ten of Wands, it's like being able to hold your own for this time. And I think that's really good exercise too. And that also goes into aspects of the type of love and the times where we're alone, we're keeping ourselves we're giving ourselves the love that we need to. And then the hopes or fears, you have the Nine of Cups. So that feels like it's a hope. And because it's the wish maker, which I also think is a good card too, because out of everything, it just seems like there's still something that you feel like you can look forward to in life. And I'll pull out one more. Oh, great. So you have the Lovers. This could be with yourself, and then it could be having like a dynamic. So I'll read what it says about Apple from the book. The apple tree has given joy and brought health to human beings for thousands of years. As a member of the rose family, the apple holds the secret of the earth Rosa Mundi. The apple synchronizes perfectly with the ancestral light of the sun, and it also appears in the legends of King Arthur as the guardian tree of Avalon, the Isles of Eternal Youth. We can catch a hint of this whenever we like. Imagine the moment where you just are just about to take a bite of an apple, as you hold it gently in your hand, turning it over to decide which part of the beautiful fruit you're going to bite into. In this moment, you feel free from your entire past. There's no room for any thoughts about the future, and without any conscious effort to find yourself deep in meditation, all that exists in the here and now, you and the apple. You have the freedom to choose the most delicious part of life itself. This is the apple's role. With it, you find your center, your inner sun, your confidence, and self-worth. Apple helps you free yourself from guilt, burdens, and memories. Can you live in this way for an entire day? Do at do at least try to do so. The more often you step through the door of the eternal presence, the closer you will come to Avalon, since, as the name suggests, the Isles of Eternal Youth doesn't exist in the past. The Golden Age is far closer than you think. But when we bear, oh no, if that's a modern word, bereft of the blessings of the apple angel, our days become fruitless. We fail to find ourselves from guilt, burdens, and worries. We suffer from the lack of self worth, and pressures weigh us down. The feeling of something is gnawing at our bones weighs heavily on us. And then it says, health and joy, the light of the rainbow, the source of your very own worth, reborn in golden eternity in each moment, the breath of everlasting youth, and the promise of the faithful son. I feel like well, I didn't say this in the reading. It's good to be faithful to yourself. So, thank you. I hope this was helpful, and um, thanks for watching.